Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has her genes.
When Sydney Sweeney thought she was just selling jeans, she accidentally ignited a firestorm that would make even the most seasoned PR crisis managers break into a cold sweat. But wait, this isn't just about denim and dog whistles. By the end of this story, you'll discover how a single word choice sent American Eagle's stock soaring while simultaneously turning the actress into the most controversial blonde in America. And trust me, the plot twist involving Doja Cat will leave you absolutely speechless. Last Wednesday, American Eagle debuted what they thought would be a simple fall campaign starring Sydney Sweeney, with the tagline, "Sydney Sweeney has great genes." Innocent enough, right? Well, apparently not when you're dealing with the most culturally aware generation in history.
Well, Sydney Sweeney is facing woke backlash as the face of American Eagle jeans. The superstar actress announced her latest partnership with the brand, launching a new campaign highlighting her, quote, great genes.
The spot featured Sweeney talking about her biological makeup, breathily saying, genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue. Now, listen to this. The whole campaign was supposedly designed around a cute little wordplay between jeans and jeans. How delightfully clever, they must have thought. But here's where it gets interesting. One campaign advertisement literally has Sweeney painting over the words great jeans to become great jeans, because subtlety is apparently dead. And American Eagle decided to beat us over the head with their pun, like we're all sitting in a kindergarten classroom learning phonics.
Star's ads went viral on social media over the past week, drawing both support and criticism. The fall campaign plays on Sweeney's great genes before replacing the word jeans to jeans.
Get this though, the campaign is for American Eagle's new fall collection, featuring a limited edition denim jacket and the Sydney gene, created in collaboration with Sweeney. And here's what's really interesting. They positioned this as a charitable endeavor, claiming that proceeds would benefit domestic violence awareness. How convenient. But wait. The internet, in all its infinite wisdom, immediately spotted something that American Eagle's entire marketing team apparently missed. Some social media users have accused American Eagle of teasing at eugenics, a discredited scientific theory popular among white supremacists, that the human race could be improved by breeding out less desirable traits.
Before we talk about this next story, I don't want to alarm you, but the internet is mad about something.
Stephen Colbert says the online uproar over Sydney Sweeney's American Eagle campaign might be a bit of an overreaction, and some of his fans aren't happy about it. The Late Show host weighed in on the controversy over the Euphoria Stars ad, which features a play on the word jeans.
Now, here's what gets complex. Critics weren't just upset about some random blonde woman selling jeans. They were pointing out that when you combine the phrase good genes with Sweeney's blonde hair and blue eyes, it echoes eugenic messaging. The optics, as they say, were not giving what American Eagle thought they were giving. Professor Sayantani Dasgupta analyzed the ads in a viral TikTok post, showing how the American Eagle campaign is imbued with eugenic messaging. Because, apparently, we now live in a world where college professors are making TikToks to explain why jeans commercials are problematic. What a time to be alive. But listen to this. The backlash wasn't just coming from random keyboard warriors.
Well, actor Sydney Sweeney and American Eagle are facing widespread backlash for the clothing company's latest ad campaign. The play on words jeans and genes as in genetics is sparking criticism from people accusing Sweeney and the brand of glorifying eugenics or white supremacy.
Advertising expert Robin Landa told Newsweek the campaign's pun isn't just tone deaf, it's historically loaded. When advertising professors are calling your campaign historically loaded, maybe it's time to reconsider your strategy. Here's the bombshell, though. While everyone was busy canceling Sydney Sweeney on Twitter, American Eagle stock surged by a reported 15%, representing an estimated $310 million boost to its market valuation since the campaign's release. Because nothing says successful marketing quite like accidentally causing a national debate about white supremacy. And listen, sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ that the ad campaign is creating tremendous buzz. And their independent polling shows the vast majority of folks, around 70%, find the commercial appealing, which raises the fascinating question.
Sydney Sweeney, who is an actress, she's the toast of the town, she's a sort of modern day symbol. She's being called a white supremacist by people who don't like her latest ad, which is for American Eagle.
Is social media outrage actually representative of real public opinion? Or are we all just trapped in an echo chamber of perpetual offense? But here's what's crazy about this whole situation. The campaign caused American Eagle stock to spike by as much as 16%. Analysts pointed to meme stock behavior, a viral surge driven by retail traders on Reddit and StockTwits, not by fundamentals. So essentially, controversy became currency, and American Eagle accidentally stumbled into a financial windfall. Now, here's what's really interesting. American Eagle sources claim, quote, "This is yet another example of how social media is just not reflective of real life."
Time attacking the advertisement and its tagline, saying that it's not about a pair of pants. It's actually racist. Salon Magazine writes, quote, "The phrase, used in bold on billboards in Times Square in Las Vegas, was designed as a denim pun. But online, many saw something else. Great jeans."
The absurd response from some corners of the internet is absolutely not reflective of how American Eagle's customers feel. Quote, "The audacity to call their critics absurd while counting their controversy money is honestly impressive." But then it gets crazier. Enter Doja Cat, pop culture's most dedicated chaos agent, who decided this moment required her particular brand of unhinged commentary. The performer posted a TikTok on Monday night mocking Sydney Sweeney's delivery of her dialogue in the American Eagle ad, using an exaggerated backwoods-style accent. In a thick, hyper-exaggerated Southern drawl, Doja Cat says, "Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are bleh."
Sparked a lot of discourse online. Doja mocked the video in a July 20th TikTok that got over 2 million likes in less than 24 hours.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Because apparently, when you can't beat the controversy, you might as well mock it with a fake accent that would make your high school drama teacher cringe. And here's where it gets absolutely wild. Doja's video has been viewed nearly 11 million times and received 2.5 million likes in less than 24 hours. Which means more people watched Doja Cat mock Sydney Sweeney than probably watched the original campaign. The internet's attention span is truly a beautiful disaster. But wait! The plot thickens. Fans slammed Doja Cat for her video, saying that her actions were a result of the jealousy she felt. Because in 2025, apparently every celebrity feud can be reduced to "she's just jealous." How refreshingly simple. Now here's what's fascinating about this whole mess. After widespread criticism, American Eagle removed several of Sweeney's campaign videos from the clothing brand's official accounts. Nothing says, "We stand by our creative vision," quite like quietly deleting the evidence when things get spicy. Meanwhile, Sydney Sweeney herself has remained suspiciously silent throughout this entire ordeal. Neither Sweeney nor American Eagle have returned Rolling Stone's requests for comment on the controversy. Sometimes the most sophisticated response is simply refusing to dignify the chaos with a response. But get this though, seemingly as a result of the American Eagle brouhaha, Sweeney's brand partner, Baskin-Robbins, has shut down comments on TikTok posts featuring the actress. Because apparently ice cream companies don't want to deal with eugenics discourse in their comment sections. Who could have predicted that? And here's what's really wild. White House Communications Director Stephen Chung calls criticism of Sydney Sweeney's American Eagle ad "cancel culture run amok." When your jeans commercial becomes a White House talking point, you know you've officially entered the cultural stratosphere of absolute insanity.
Is obviously a reference to her body and not to her skin color, but the lunatic left is going to do what the lunatic left is going to do.
But here's the thing though. This whole controversy reveals something deeper about our current cultural moment. An advertising expert says that the campaign captured the internet's attention, which means it worked, and may signal a shift away from more inclusive ads. Which raises the question, are we witnessing a deliberate pivot back to traditional beauty standards? Or did American Eagle just stumble into the most accidentally brilliant marketing strategy of 2025? The discourse has drawn retaliatory backlash from others online who say the criticisms are an exaggeration. Some are embracing the political undertone of the ad by hailing it as an end to overly woke marketing campaigns. Because nothing brings out people's true feelings quite like a blonde woman in blue jeans talking about genetics. And listen, it's the latest controversy to highlight a growing cultural rift over perceived wokeness as conservative-leaning culture swings back into the mainstream. Sydney Sweeney didn't just sell jeans. She accidentally became the poster girl for a cultural war she probably never intended to join.
Here's what's absolutely wild. When your jeans commercial becomes a White House talking point, you know you've officially entered the cultural stratosphere of absolute chaos. White House Communications Director Stephen Chung calls criticism of Sydney Sweeney's American Eagle ad cancel culture run amok, and allegedly described the liberal outrage as moronic and a big reason Americans voted for Trump. Because apparently nothing says presidential priorities quite like weighing in on denim discourse. The fact that the White House felt compelled to defend a jeans advertisement is honestly the most 2025 thing that could possibly happen. But listen to this. Conservative TV personality Megyn Kelly also joined the fray, calling out the lunatics on the left for their reaction to the ad. Kelly said, "She's being called a white supremacist by people who don't like her latest ad. She's advertising jeans. And yet the lunatics on the left think she's advertising white supremacy." The absolute chaos of having to defend a blonde woman selling pants is peak cultural warfare.
In another clip, a billboard featuring Sydney also replaces the word jeans with jeans. As for the online chatter, some people claim the ads promote white supremacy propaganda, while others claimed it felt too sexualized. One of the clips had Sweeney say to the camera, "Eyes up here," when it started zooming in on her chest.
And here's where it gets really interesting. Daily Wire host Michael Knowles claims Sydney Sweeney is only getting heat because she's hot and white. The shameless directness is almost refreshing in its complete lack of subtlety.
But wait, because this story apparently needed more billionaire involvement, Elon Musk and Tesla decided to hop on the controversy train. Tesla's official account posted a video of a robot wearing dark blue jeans testing car seats with the caption, "Our seats robot also has great jeans." When someone asked if that was Sydney Sweeney, Tesla replied, "No, this is Seatney." The absolute audacity of using a national controversy about genetics to promote car seat durability testing is honestly iconic. Only in 2025 could a jeans scandal become free advertising for electric vehicles. And here's what's crazy. Musk then reshared the content, adding, "Testing rubbing jeans on our seats." Because apparently, when life gives you a genetics controversy, you make car seat content. The entrepreneurial spirit is truly unmatched. Get this though. Numerous followers quickly responded to his post urging him to hire Sydney Sweeney for the testing process. Because nothing says missed opportunity quite like not leveraging a controversial blonde woman for your automotive marketing needs. But here's the bombshell though. An American Eagle marketing executive has finally pulled back the curtain, revealing that the controversial wording was greenlit and even encouraged by Sydney Sweeney herself. According to sources, when asked how bold they could go, Sweeney's response was essentially, "Let's see how far we can push this." The executive explained that Sweeney's daring sentiment became the guiding principle for the entire massive rollout. So essentially, Sydney Sweeney personally signed off on becoming the center of a national debate about white supremacy and eugenics. The commitment to chaos is honestly admirable. And listen, the goal was apparently to go bigger than ever before, fueled by Sweeney's willingness to embrace the playful concept. Because nothing says playful quite like accidentally triggering conversations about Nazi ideology through denim marketing.
I think there's a lot of people on the left, they just have this idea that we have to prove systemic racism and unfairness or we're out of a job, but we just need somebody. Who is it? And they scan every day's news. Let's plug him or her into that, and then we'll have the criminal.
But here's what's sending me. From that moment on, Sweeney's daring sentiment became the guiding principle for the entire campaign. So this wasn't some marketing team going rogue. This was Sydney Sweeney personally choosing chaos and watching the world burn. But then it gets crazier. Apparently, this genetics controversy has become so pervasive that other brands are now getting caught in the crossfire. Dunkin' released an ad with actor Gavin Casalegno that referenced genetics. And the comment section immediately exploded with comparisons to the Sydney Sweeney situation. One TikTok user asked, "Why are ads so obsessed with genetics all of a sudden?"
While another commented,
"What in the Sydney Sweeney did I just watch?" Because apparently, the mere mention of genetics in advertising has now become culturally radioactive. And here's what's really wild. The Sydney Sweeney controversy has essentially created a new category of advertising criticism. Any brand that mentions genetics, heredity, or DNA is now getting side-eyed for potential eugenic undertones. The cultural sensitivity meter has been permanently recalibrated. But listen to this. Marketing experts are now calling this the Sweeney effect, where brands have to consider whether any mention of biological traits could be interpreted as problematic. Imagine having to run every campaign through a genetics test to avoid accidentally promoting white supremacy. Here's what's absolutely sending me about this entire situation. Sweeney has been transparent that her goal as a public figure is to make as much money as possible. The unfiltered honesty is almost refreshing in an industry built on manufactured authenticity and carefully curated personas. But wait, it gets even messier. In May, she faced viral controversy for selling Dr. Squatch soap that was advertised as containing some of her dirty bathwater. So apparently, selling your literal bathwater is just another Tuesday in the Sydney Sweeney entrepreneurial empire. The range is honestly impressive.
Sydney Sweeney campaign is exactly the reason why we need DE&I in every corporation. Because what happens when you have a bunch of white folk who all look and think the same?
Those Sydney Sweeney American Eagle ads are weird, like fascist weird.
And get this. After she attended Jeff and Lauren Bezos' gauche wedding in Italy, news spread that Sweeney was reportedly launching a lingerie brand with financial backing from the Bezoses. Because why stop at controversial jeans when you can add controversial underwear backed by the world's most controversial billionaire couple? But here's where it gets really interesting. Sweeney previously addressed the way others have politicized her appearance, telling NME last year, "There's not anything I can do." The resignation in that statement is almost heartbreaking. Imagine being so polarizing that your mere existence becomes a political statement.
Now here's what's fascinating about this whole mess. Marketing experts are calling this controversy indicative of a broader cultural shift away from inclusive advertising. One advertising expert told NPR that this campaign signals companies figuring out how to break through in a world where everyone is screaming and saying, "Look at me, look at me." But here's the thing though. This isn't just about genes or even genetics. This controversy perfectly encapsulates our current moment, where everything becomes a proxy war for deeper cultural anxieties. Marketing advisor Lola Bakare pointed out that this is happening in the context of US 2025, at a moment where we are experiencing all kinds of reverberations from the changes in policy coming from the White House. And listen, the fact that a jeans commercial can spark conversations about Project 2025, white supremacy, and the future of American demographics shows just how culturally charged every single piece of media has become. Nothing exists in a vacuum anymore. Get this though, some conservatives are celebrating this as evidence that they're winning the culture war. The idea that a blonde woman selling jeans represents some kind of ideological victory is honestly fascinating from an anthropological perspective. So here we are living through what historians will probably call the great jeans debate of 2025, a moment when a clothing commercial accidentally became a Rorschach test for American cultural anxieties. One commenter summed up the tension. It's not just about the jeans. It's about who gets to be the face of America's, quote, best jeans. American Eagle may have set out to sell jeans, but they accidentally created a cultural lightning rod that exposed every fault line in our national conversation about race, beauty, and belonging. And Sydney Sweeney, well, she's presumably laughing all the way to the bank while the rest of us argue about whether her genetics are appropriate selling points for pants. The only thing we know for sure is that in 2025, even buying jeans has become an act of political expression. What a time to be alive, allegedly.